Hello, I'm Richard Mize, real estate editor for the Oklahoman and NewsOK.com, talking today with Jay Evans, owner of Two Structures Homes and chairman of the Parade of Homes Fall Classic, and Rusty Appleton, who's the executive director of the Central Oklahoma Home Builders Association, which organizes the Parade of Homes. And we're here to talk about the Parade of Homes and a little bit about home construction in general. So first, Rusty, tell us about the Parade of Homes, how it's gone this week. It concludes this weekend. Tell us about it.
Well, Richard, this year we're really excited. We have the largest parade that I know of in a long time. We have 129 individual homes in the parade, ranging from North Edmond all the way down to Noble, all the way as far west as West Yukon, all the way as far east as Choctaw. So we're really excited that we have so much participation from local builders. We've also had reports of really good traffic across the entire metro area, especially in Edmond, but even down south and out east. We've had very good traffic counts and traffic numbers, so we've been very pleased with that.
There are homes across the metro area from north to south to east to west and in the center, open 1 to 7 through Sunday in the Parade of Homes. But there are two neighborhoods that kind of have a spotlight on them. Tell me what they are and where they are.
Yeah, those two neighborhoods are South Fork at Surrey Hills out near Yukon, and in northwest Oklahoma City we have Chisholm Creek Farms. Those are our two featured area neighborhoods that we'd really like for the public to come check out.
Those are pretty exciting neighborhoods. I know that Michael Love has turned on Surrey Hills again, especially South Fork, as y'all have pointed out, for good reason.
Yeah.
And Chisholm Creek Farms is booming in a year. A year ago it was first developed, right?
That's correct.
Talk about it and how far it's come and how fast and why you think.
I'm familiar with both neighborhoods. We build in both neighborhoods. Michael Love has done a good job of turning Surrey Hills around. He owns the golf course, so he's really making that area a good area to be in and great for families. Our Chisholm Creek Farms is there in Edmond. We started our first houses late last year, and we're starting to deliver them and starting to get some inventory in that area of Edmond.
It's a real great location. It was a heavily trafficked location, I think. People driving past pasture for all that time. The development at the corner to the west, I guess is that Western and what is it?
Western and 178.
And then it's west of Santa Fe. On the north side is where it is, and it just seemed to pop up immediately. So it's not surprising that it seems to have been popular. But talk about that price point. That's kind of a niche that's lacking in that Edmond and northwest Oklahoma City area, isn't
Absolutely. it? From our knowledge, we know of one, maybe two other neighborhoods in Edmond that are at this price point. We can deliver a house in that neighborhood at $200,000 all the way up to $350,000. So it's got the ability to handle some smaller entry level starter type homes all the way up to people's dream home. And the location is fabulous. We're walking distance from the corner of Western and 178. There are a lot of opportunities there, as well as going back towards Santa Fe.
It's in that funny area where it's in the Oklahoma City limits, but it's in the Edmond School District, and it has an Edmond postal address and Oklahoma City utilities.
We are as far east as you can be and not be in Edmond.
Right.
It actually, the eastern boundary of Chisholm Creek Farms is where that line is. One neighborhood over is the Edmond, where it's actually Edmond proper.
Now that gives a perfect segue into talking about the market in general, or rather construction in general, because the sweet spot, according to the builder report, in terms of construction through August was $250,000 to $300,000. Every other price range has dipped at least a little, and some of them quite significantly. But that one was up 2%, and up is up, even though it's 2%. The other thing that the builder report reports, though, is that through August, across the metro, across all price points, construction is down about 16%. Now, it's been down about 14 to 16% throughout the year, but can you talk about that and explain what's going on there?
I think some of it is the price points, the higher price points are being forced by expensive lots, and I mean that relatively. It's a relative number for people, but lots are getting more and more expensive to deliver, and as a consequence, where our houses are getting a little more expensive, I think that has some to do with it. The lower price points are still, in some areas, are still tough to find. Their days on market are getting shorter, and the more expensive you go, obviously, the little longer the days on market are. But it's kind of a sticky. It's been a strange market, and sometimes you'll get a few sales and think, okay, we're starting to turn the corner a little bit, and it slows down a little bit. But there's still good interest rates. It's still a good time to buy. Right now, there's a little bit more inventory. So if you want to see homes that are finished and ready to move in, there's a little bit more out there for you to see than say a year ago.
Right. The gorilla is still in the living room, and it will be until crude oil turns around. Talk about that a little bit in terms of what customers say as they're shopping, or as you're talking, building, negotiating for custom homes. Does it come up, or have people worked it into the way that they see the economy?
For what we do, a lot of our price point, we don't sell a lot to what would have been what you would think of an engineer or something from one of the oil companies
Or an executive level.
Executive level. We're dealing with we deal mostly with what I call your middle class American. That's middle class, maybe lower middle class, that has the ability to buy a home, and maybe their sort of first home, or somebody that's moving down. So we don't see that oil as being more of it. I think my personal opinion is I think it's got a little bit to do with just the nervousness in the economy and our presidential election. I think I hear continually from what I call the old timers that this happens every election year, that we have a little bit of a slowdown because people want to they want to know what's going to happen and have some clarity in the economy.
I would echo that as well. When I talk to several builders in the association, really what seems to permeate everything is more uncertainty than anything else. Access to credit is still there, the ability to get a loan is still there, interest rates are great, but people aren't quite sure if they want to take that leap and buy a new home. And if they do, they're increasingly selective about it.
Absolutely, I would say that absolutely. Increasingly selective about what they're choosing. And there may be a lot of people out there don't realize now, but you can get there are programs to get an entry level buyer or a first time home buyer their first house with no money down. There are programs out there for that. So I think it could be a little bit of down payments causing a little bit of a problem, but I think it's also that they don't know the programs exist and haven't. If they knew they exist, that might bring people off the sidelines that didn't know that they could purchase to actually come out and buy a new home.
Real good. One thing that is certain is that 129 brand spanking new houses will be open free to the public from 1 to 7 through Sunday. You can get Parade books where?
At metro area Best Buy locations as well as Arvest Bank locations.
Right, they're beautiful books. They're really attractive, pretty things if you haven't picked one up and checked one out. Anything to add here?
We're trying something new this year with the Parade of Homes. We're asking that the public download a free ticket online at paradeofhomesok.com, or they can pick up a free ticket at the house. Really, it just helps us keep track of traffic counts. We'd like to know actually how many people participate in the Parade of Homes. And we can say that over 3,000 people have gone online and downloaded their tickets. So
really?
we always knew it was a popular event. Now we know just how popular it is.
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And I would say you're going to see the latest and greatest from most builders. They're going to have their best product. They're going to show their best foot forward. That's a great time to come out and see what's on the market and even get decorating ideas.
And there's nothing wrong with that, is there? The old looky-loo. Looky-loos are welcome at the Parade of Homes.
Absolutely.
To swipe ideas for design and for furnishings and to just think ahead. It's not, it is your sidewalk sale.
Absolutely.
You want to write a contract anytime. But it is a time to come and look to think ahead of the future as well, isn't it?
And we sell homes years in the future from Parade, from somebody that's seen us years ago and just kind of watch us, and then when they're ready to buy, they come forward. So we want everybody.
Central Oklahoma Home Builders has been at this for 71 years, isn't that right?
That's correct.
So they've got it down pat. All right, thank you. Thank you very much. Jay Evans, Two Structures Homes, Chairman of the Parade of Homes Fall Classic, Rusty Appleton, Executive Director of the Central Oklahoma Home Builders Association. I'm Richard Mize, Real Estate Editor with the Oklahoman, and it's okay.